I think for me, what's really important is being honest with yourself first before you can really be fully present and honest with other people. And music has always been for me a very cathartic thing. All of my favorite artists, like Tori Amos and Bjork and Radiohead, all those people that have taken their experiences and allow themselves to be vulnerable in their music. That's something that's always resonated with me. That was the one language that I could speak when I had a hard time talking about my feelings and talking to people how I was feeling about things. Music was the way that I could express, to be able to show, hey, you can be yourself and make music, and you can say what you need to say without fear. I think that's the main thing. And so I hope that's what I hope ultimately people can take away if they listen to my music. I've never heard guitar like this before, so I'm still processing it all. With this player port, you don't have to plug it in to be able to really hear the guitar. When you're playing guitar and it's not amplified, obviously all the sound is going straight out. And so to have it kind of also coming up from the side of the guitar, it adds another dimension, and you can hear things a lot more clearly. It's always been a little muffled, again, unless I'm plugged into an audio interface and listening on headphones or listening from a monitor. It's just enough to make that extra difference. But yeah, I could absolutely, see myself playing and writing songs with this. This holds up to any other guitar I've ever played, I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah, well, it really started with, rock music on MTV, bands like Green Day and Nirvana. The whole attitude was just very, it really resonated with me. My parents bought me a guitar when I was 13, and they bought me a CD-ROM with video lessons on it. This is before YouTube, so, I had my Windows 98 computer and put in the CD-ROM and just started doing the video lessons. Once I learned the C, G, and D chords and learned some strumming patterns, then I learned Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day. That was the first song that I learned. In my early 20s, that's when I started learning about Merle Travis style picking or three-finger style picking, a variation of the Piedmont style blues picking where they just use the thumb and index finger. Normally what I end up doing when I play is I use either thumb, index, and middle finger, the three-finger style, or sometimes I'll even use my ring finger, which is classical style, because sometimes I'll want to pluck several strings at once to kind of add another thing. So I kind of switch back and forth between those two things when I really feel I've found a rhythm and a riff and a melody. It's this sense of euphoria of oh yeah, man, this all works. I think this is gonna be something that will always be in my studio. It'll always be within reach when I want to explore an idea. I think this will be the guitar I grab. It'll go on a lot of mental journeys with me, I think, because I'm really digging it. So I know for me, when I first started playing guitar, I was obsessed with how the sound of my fingers hitting the strings, the vibration, every single part of it that made it sound the way it did was just really fascinating to me, and I was just obsessed with listening to the sound, and I think that's really important when you're playing an instrument, is that you are obsessed with what's coming out, so I would hope that whoever has this feels that same love for the sound of the guitar the way that I did when I first started playing.